Hello fellow travelers, my name is SG and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be continuing on with Dante's Inferno, Canto 25. We're almost to the end, maybe a little longer from now on. But for now, let's continue on, shall we? Where we last saw Dante, they were talking to a spirit who was in the 7th Bolgia. He is of course trialed for thievery. But in this one, he is attacked by snakes constantly and is set on fire and has pretty much set a curse on Dante. But for now, let's continue, shall we? At the conclusion of his words, the thief lifted his hands aloft with both the figs, crying, "Take that, God, for at thee I aim them." From that time forth the serpents were my friends, for one entwined itself about his neck, as if it said, "I will not thou speak more," and round his arms another, and rebound him, clinching itself together so in front that with them he could not a motion make. Pistoia, ah Pistoia, why remove not to burn thyself to ashes, and so perish, since in ill-doing thou thy seed excellest? Through all the sombre circles of this hell, spirit I saw not against God so proud, not he who fell at Thebes, down from the walls. He fled away and spake no further word, and I beheld a centaur full of rage come crying out, Where is? I do not think Marima has so many serpents as he had along his back, as far as where our continence begins. Upon the shoulders just behind the nape, with wings wide open, was a dragon lying, and he sets fire to all that he encounters. My master said, That one is Cacus, who beneath the rock upon Mount Aventine created over times a lake of blood. He goes not on the same road with his brothers, by reason of the fraudulent thief he made of the great herd which he had near to him, whereat his tremendous action ceased beneath the mace of Hercules, who peradventure gave him 100, and he felt not 10. While he was speaking thus, he had passed by, and sprints thee had underneath us come, and which nor I aware was, nor my leader. Until what time they shouted, Who are you? Of which account our story made a halt, and then we were intent on them alone. I do not know them, but it came to pass, as it wont to happen by some chance, that one to name the other was compelled, exclaiming, Where can Kiaf have remained? Whence I, so that the leader might attend upward from chin to nose my finger laid. If thou art, reader, slow now to believe what I shall say, I will no marvel be, for I who saw it hardly can admit it. As I was holding raised on them my brows, behold, a serpent which 6 feet darts forth in front of one, and fastens wholly on him, with middle feet in mind him around the paunch, and with the forward ones his arms it seized, then thrust his teeth through one cheek and the other. The hithermost is stretched upon his thighs, and put in tails through it between the two, and up behind along the reins outspread it. Ivy was never fastened by its barbs unto a tree, so as the hoar reptile upon the other limbs entwined its own. Then thy struck close as if it was heated wax. They had been made and intermixed with color, nor one nor other seemed now, but he was, even as proceedeth on before the flame, upward along the paper a brown color, which is not black as yet, and the white dies. The other two looked on, and each of them cried out, O me, Agnol, how thou changest! Behold, thou now art neither two nor one. Already 2 heads had one become. Then they appeared to us 2 figures mingled into one face, wherein the 2 were lost. Of the 4 lists were fashioned the 2 arms, the thighs and legs, the belly and the chest. Members became that never yet were seen. Every original aspect there was cancelled. 2 and yet none did the perverted image appear, and such departed with slow pace, even as a lizard under the great scourge of day, canicular exchanging hedge, lightning approacheth if the road it cross. Thus did appear, coming towards the bellies of the two others, a small fiery serpent, livid and black as a peppercorn. And in the part whereat is first received our alignment is one of them transfixed. Then downward fell it, front of him extended. The one transfixed looked at it, but said not. Nay, rather than feet motionless he yawned, just as if sleep or fever had assailed him. He at the serpents gazed, and it at him, one through the wound, the other through the mouth, smoked violently, and the smoke coming gled. Henceforth be silent, Lucan, where he mentions wretched Salabus and Nasidas, and wait to hear what now shall be shot forth. Be silent, Ovid, of Cadmus and Erithus, for it him to a snake, her to fountain, coverts he fabling that I grudge him not, because two natures never front to front has he transmuted, so that both the forms to interchange their matter ready were. Together they responded in such wise to a fork the serpent cleft his tail, and the ache the wounded drew his feet together, the legs together with the thighs themselves adhered, so that in little time the juncture no sign whatever made was apparent. He with the cloven tail assumed the figure, the other one was loosing, and his skin became elastic, and the other's hard. I saw the arms draw inward at the armpits, and both feet of the reptiles that were short lengthened as much as those contracted were. Thereafter the hind feet twisted together, became the members that a man conceals, and of his own the wretched had two created, while both of them the exalted veils, with a new color and engendered hair, one of them and depletes the other. The one uprose and down the other fell, though turning not away their impious lamps. Underneath with each one his muzzle changed. He who was standing drew it towards the temples, and from excess of matter which came thither issued the ears from one of the hollowed cheeks. What did not backward run, and was not retained, of that excess made to the face of a nose, and the lips thickened as far as was befitting. He was lay prostrate, thrusts his muzzle forward, and backward draws the ears into his head, in the same manner of the snails it horns. And so the tongue, which was entire and apt for speech before, is cleft, and the biforked in the other close up, and the smoke ceases. The soul, which is the reptile, had been changed. Along the valley hissing takes its flight, and after him the other speaking sputters. Then he turned upon him new shoulders, and said to the others, I have been bosso run, crawling as I have done, along this road. In this way I beheld the seventh ballast, shift and reshift, and here by my excuse the novelty, if aught my pen transgresses. And notwithstanding the mine eyes might be somewhat behittered, and my mind dismayed, they could not flee away so secretly. But I plainly saw Pusio, San Canto, and he it was whose soul of three companions, which came in the beginning, was not changed. The other was he whom thou, Gavil, weepest. Alright, now that we've read the chapter, let's talk about it, shall we? This one was mainly describing a creature that Dante and Virgil have come across. They were originally leaving this area when they are confronted by two lizard-like creatures, much more related to a dragon than anything else, because they see them breathing fire, or burping fire as they describe it. And these two creatures all of a sudden come together to make an even fiercer creature. They fuse together to make a weird dragon stronger than the one before. They act as if this is some sort of fusion, but at the same time they act as if their two personalities, their two traits are kind of merging together as well. And in that case, not only are they merging, but the strongest of the two is becoming more powerful, while certain traits of the one that was the weaker of the two is slowly dying out. It is an odd way to look at it, and that's pretty much where we spend the majority of the chapter describing this creature. And now it's beginning to walk, and Dante has no idea how to handle this situation. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. This was an interesting one, I'd like to say. We got a lot of descriptions of this creature. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, hope to see you guys again soon, and see you guys next time.